friends and fans, Bob's Barn Workshop. So, what's the winter remodel this year? Last year we did the kitchen area, a dining room, new countertops, wainscot, that stuff. This year it's a total bathroom remodel. So, I gotta pull the vanity. Today is demo day. I gotta pull the vanity, the mirror, the lights, the shelves. I already took the doors off the linen closet, and when I get down to the dirty work, I'm going to have to cut up and tear out the old shower stall. Tight in here. I'll tell you what my plan is though. I plan on doing as much work as I can first. I got to get the plumbing, the electric heater out. Anyway, anything that's loose has got to come out. And when there's nothing left but the shower stall, I'm going to take a shower, because who knows when I'll get another one. Isn't that a pretty blue? We're putting a walk-in shower that's all tiled with really, really nice tile from the tile shop. So it's really cramped in here, you won't be able to see much, but we got to get started here. Turn this light on. Oh, that's better. Yeah. New light fixture. I'm not going to do anything with the fan though. We're saving this vanity cabinet because it's in good shape. My brother-in-law is flipping a house and he can use it, so one thing we don't have to throw away. One of the problems is the plumbing underneath this sink comes off through the wall over here to the left. In our new vanity, of course, the drawers are on the left. So I may have to open up the wall and move the damn drain over a foot so that I can get through from behind that. But we'll see when we pull everything out. Alright, let's get started. So the first thing to go has got to be me and my terrible eyes, I have to switch glasses all the time. That looks like combination Phillips straight. These are probably Molly bolts. Molly bolts are marvelous because they leave that metal anchor in the wall that expands. I think she wants to save this for up to the lake property. Her brother built it, so you know there's some sentimental value here too. Her big brother used to be a hell of a woodworker. Alright, next one is the sink. Hopefully the shutoffs work. I'm going to put a little something on the floor so I don't ruin my already bum knees. Any little kind of padding helps. You've heard me tell you that a dozen times. These are the crappy multiple turn valves. Sometimes they shut off, sometimes they don't. I gotta have a light. Because there's a screw right there. I don't know if there's one on the bottom. I don't see one on the bottom. So I'm going to leave the bottom drawer in. Flashlight time. It's so small. Yeah, there's a big one there. I hope there's not one behind the sink because I don't want to have to take the vanity top off. There's only one in the bottom. 3 screws. Yep. Alright. Now, I have to undo all my fittings in here. This is just your typical compression drain pipe. So, hopefully. Break this shit off here. The pipe just rushed. Okay, I gotta go get a bucket or something. Hurry up, find that. I'm gonna bring you in under the sink so you can see what I'm working with here. Just under here. What I ran into, if you see here, is I had to put a 90 adapter in there years ago to offset this a little bit. I think I'm going to have to move it over to this area. But the pipe just broke when I was trying to take it apart, which is okay, I'm just getting rid of it. But that's what I'm working with. I can't really keep you in here to see what I'm doing watching me take it apart. Those are just compression fittings. I got to drop this tail piece off, drop this off. Well, I think I managed to snap the pipe off inside the plastic fitting here. And oh, look at the way that sludge is built up. Alright. But it looks like the pipe comes from this direction. So that's maybe a good thing, because we'll just have to poke a hole through and bring it out over here. The water pipes, I guess I can just put 90s on them and bring them over. But I got to see before I do all that where my sink is actually going to line up in the new cabinet. So right now I'm just taking these top fittings off. Boy, that stinks too. They stink. I got to get some rags to stuff in the pipe because it smells. And I put these on lightly because these have rubber over them. The supply lines. Drain that out of the faucet before I drag it around the house. I'm going to pull this to the spare bedroom because, as I said, my brother-in-law is remodeling a house and needs one. So open the faucet and it breaks the suction so the water will run back down out of the pipes. By the way, there's a hint. Okay. Phew, Mr. Stinky. Alright, so just going to dry this up and pull this cabinet out of here. Alright, so we carried the old vanity out of the way. I guess the toilet's next. The old toilet. That's one of those 24 golf ball flushers, whatever they call it. So we might move this to the other back bathroom. We do have another bathroom to use. This is just a half bath though, so it's going to be sponge baths and a shower every couple days at my daughter's house. So what do we do to take off a toilet? Well, I shut off the water valve that was down there. Now see, that's a short flush. I don't need a tall flush. I guess that don't come loose. I thought it did. So I'm going to have to siphon this out. I got a siphon pump. Well, I'm looking straight down into the toilet tank here. And my last job is to, I'm going to sponge out all the water I can sponge out. That sponge is like a rock. There we go. When they're dry, sometimes they won't start sucking up water for a while. I don't want to drizzle this all over when we go to carry it, you know. Now I got to siphon up the bowl. Alright, I guess you guys have seen enough of this stupid stuff here. That's what we're doing. Okay, I'm down in the corner behind the toilet here, and I'm taking that pipe off, and of course water's going to run out of it a little bit. Okay, so how do we take off a toilet? Well, anybody who's familiar, there's these little caps that cover. That one's stuck on there. Let's see, how does that come off? These ones might snap. These might snap on. Yep. Okay, they usually put them on a wax. Now you see there's like a 5/16 bolt there. And all I gotta do is, I think I've cut that one off too. They go into a T-bolt, which is hooked into a slot in the flange underneath that holds this down to the flange of the pipe sticking up through the floor. Of course, nowadays that's plastic. So there's one off. I know it's a little dark under here, but it's just the toilet, you know, what can I say? I always wonder, why do adjustable wrenches always wedge so you can't get the damn things on the nut for the next turn? What the heck is going on with that? Alright, so I'm saving these parts because if we move this toilet, we're going to need it. So now, the toilet should just rock and pick right up off in there. Alright, we'll get a different view of that. So now we're in the corner looking at me. Now this is stuck down with a wax ring, and the wax ring has a plastic horn that goes down into the flange. And the water doesn't usually flow uphill. It does under pressure or under capillary action. But we're just gonna rock her. Yep. And I don't have to worry about this floor because it's getting torn out. And that's that mess. And that's going to have to be stuffed with rags too. Now I got the nasty job of scraping that. Back up just a little bit. Got to scrape that wax ring off. As I said, we're tearing our floor off, so I don't care about cleaning that up at all. But this is a mess. Hole is plugged. Well, it ain't plugged real well. I need some more. Let's just get some of this wet stuff. That'll actually work better. Stuff a good ball of it in there. Of course, you don't want to forget that and plug your pipeline up. There you go. Alright. That's going right to the garbage can. Wasn't that fun? Woo. I love how we've decided we're probably going to have to replace this little crown molding trim that we put up years ago. It's just that plastic white stuff, which is great. You never have to paint it. You just fill the nail holes with white caulking. But I've already taken it down around the shower. And we're going to be painting in here anyway, so it'll be a lot easier to paint if you don't have to cut into that anyway. I'm pretty good at putting trim up. I'm working on getting my brad nailer fixed. Let's take the rest of it down.
I think we should just take it all down because.
Yep. I just was telling the fans that.
Because it won't match, then we'll have to find the same profile and
Ow, ow.
so this is garbage, right?
Yeah. It is when you break it in half. You're right in my way. Alright. I'm over here taking down this crappy trim. Well, that isn't crappy. We're just going to tear it down and put it in. I don't want to ruin the ceiling now.
Oh, I have to repaint it all over. Paint it.
Watch your face, don't stick it in here. That's about all I can show you. You can hear it snap, it's just styrofoam. Sorry, very washed out. When I did this, I did coping on the corners. I didn't just miter them. It's a lot easier to get a clean joint if you cope it. If you haven't seen the trick of doing a coping corner on crown molding, I'm not going to show you right now, but I might show you again later. Not in this video. Coping is a nice way to do it because you run one end of the molding straight into the corner, and you keep making a 45 cut on the other piece, and then you back cut it with a coping saw so it matches that contour. And of course, when you back cut it, when you cut it at a 45, it creates the line that you have to follow. So it actually works pretty cool. It's not a hard trick to do. And of course the styrofoam cuts like butter. Alright, I just got to go around and pull down the nails. So this is kind of back in the corner here. It's going to be tough to see. I'm not sure which end the power comes up on. I actually think it's this. So these covers are just held on with a Phillips. And yes, that's where my power comes in. It's tucked back there in the corner. I know it's hard for you to see. I didn't design my bathroom for videotaping. I've already turned off the power, but I'll check. Yeah, there's my Romex. I have this fancy little proximity tester. That's just a flashlight. And it'll do this. If it smells a hot wire. Well, it says it's hot, so I gotta go find the breaker for this. Honey? Yeah. I gotta go throw breakers until that stops doing that.
Okay.
Well, that reading is pretty easy to explain because I'm testing the outlet. The outlet's hot. This isn't hot anymore. What's happening is the relay system back by the panel that switches the heaters on and off, controlled by the thermostats, only switches one side of the 220. So even though the 220 is here, it doesn't have a path where current can flow, so therefore it produces no heat. But one of these wires is hot coming in and the other one just goes back to the relay, but it's not touching a contact in the relay because the relay is open, so the current's not flowing. But this will detect a live line. So there, easy enough to explain. That's why I was getting that. So we know it's off now. And once I get this disconnected and off the wall, we can tape these wires up. I'll put the wire nuts back on, tape them on. So that guy's done. Rip some sheetrock off the wall with paint. Alrighty. So I don't know if those will stick in there or not. Oh, yeah, they will. Hot wire bag. I think I'll put some tape on them just because my damn sheetrock or my insulation facing is aluminum foil. I don't want these to start a fire somehow. By putting current through the aluminum foil, you know, anything's a possibility these days. I'll leave them sticking out so they're not touching anything. And notice I'm wrapping the tape the way the wire nut tightens. Alright, that's up in there out of the way. Alright, well, the baseboards have got to come off. I guess I'm here. Oh, honey. I saved my covers for my heat. They come off hard. Huh. They're kind of soggy. Something's been leaking a little bit. They'll probably just go in the garbage. I've got more in the barn that I finished years ago. Vanity's going to be a different size vanity, so. I'm just bending these wires over and throwing this in the garbage, or bending the wire brads over. These were put on with my brad nailer, I can tell. A brad nailer, I don't know which one. I've had different ones over the years. Alright. So I made it around and tore off all the sheetrock. I went to the back edge of the door. And of course around the top of the tub. And my worry was this stem wall, or whatever you want to call it, that comes out here. I thought I was going to have to tear this all back, so I actually made a slit down the middle of it. But the sheetrock didn't break there. The metal just peeled off. So that sheetrock can stay. And we might have to trim it back when the board goes on, and put a metal strip on the edge of it again, and then we'll tape that edge off to sand it down. But we're to the point where I need to go shut the water off I'm going to cut the two main lines coming in underneath the tub. It comes this way from the basement. So underneath the floor down there, I'm going to cut and put a couple of ball valves. Alright, so I'm down in the basement now, and you can see the two copper lines. One's red and one's blue, hot and cold. And I'm trying to decide whether I want to cut it off before or after that one coupling. What I'm going to try to do is get the bucket up in there like so. That thing's gonna snap and hit me upside the head, I just know it. Yes, I'm gonna set it over here. That's alright. And then after these cut, of course, we'll just have to let them run. They're both going to drip. She's just about broke. There you go. That's another reason I'm using compression fittings. What you got in these fittings is a nut and a sleeve. I forget what they call the sleeve. It has a special name, but I'm not a plumber. So you put that on the, oh no, you put your nut on the pipe first. And then I call it a compression ring. Shove your fitting on. And that's soft enough metal. I'm going to need almost a pipe wrench on this. Oh, there's another one. Okay. It's soft brass metal so that when you tighten it, it compresses. I guess that's why you call it a compression ring, huh? Alright, well I got that plumbing apart and dropped down. We're going to go upstairs and disconnect the copper pipes from the faucets in the tub. Fun begin. We're going to sawzall this dang fiberglass up into pieces. Boy, that's going to be fun. Cut shallow on purpose. I hate fiberglass. of stuff. Probably this fiberglass is very abrasive too. There's wood framing in here, that's what it is. Trying to get out the big gun. Alright, got the big blade out here now. Trying to get, I think this corner member has a Are you sad?
Oh no!
Not the tub.
It is a little.
The well. Blade. Alright, well, you've seen enough of this. Well guys, my wife said I won. I cut it out in tall sections around, and then it looked like a tub sitting there, and then I just cut the tub in half because it was wedged in there. I'm sure they put this tub in the day they built the framing, because there's no other way to get it in here. It's been an awesome tub though since the 70s, early 70s, and we've lived here 35 years. Alright, gonna haul it outside, and that'll be it. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update of where we're at. Now this is several weeks after we started the demo. Our tile guy has been in here. He's been putting the larger tile in. The walls are painted as I said we were going to. Ceiling is painted. The ceramic tiles are all in on the floor. course, the shower stall base is in, but his tools are there. You can't really see them. The nook is in. We're waiting on some more tile to come in. That's why we're at this point. But we're moving on. It's going to go quick now. As soon as he finishes that tile, we'll be seeing trim going up, vanity going in, baseboard going down. All right.